westcoathletics.com, the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the Westco Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the Westco Conference.
Oh, you don't have to. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We promised you a big game, 3-3, first quarter. So it's kind of a battle, wouldn't you say, Rob?
Well, Tim, this is just the type of game we were hoping for. Hard fought, and we're expecting this just to get even better.
Okay, here we go. Nick Mitchell, 2nd and 10 for Mount Si. Hands off up the middle. Not much doing there. But gain of about 3 or 4. See where they marked out about the 40 or the 37-yard line. That's Kevin McKean, number 46 of the Wildcats. Keenan McVean. Excuse me. All right, so 3rd and 7, big third down for the Grizzlies. Be a mental victory here to hold them. All right. Here we go, 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. Nick Mitchell, back to pass, he's rolling. Got some time back there. Quentin Dunbar giving chase.
Contain.
Oh, and he's pushed out of bounds short of the first down. Big play by Quentin Dunbar. Pushes him out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. So I think he's going to be a 3 yards short maybe. So that's going to bring up a 4th down. And looks like they got their punting team in, Rob, so they're not going to think about that too much.
No, not at all. This is not the side of the field you want to go for it on 4th down.
Okay, big stop by the Grizzlies. Here's the punt. We got the wrestlers calling for a fair catch back there at about the 12-yard line. Okay, there you have it. So the Grizzlies get the first stop of the game, Rob.
Well, we said that these teams are going to deal with some adversity, right? So let's see how Glacier Peak takes advantage of it right now.
Well, Glacier Peak, what they need to do now, Glacier Peak needs to go down and score to kind of like make a statement here. Okay, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies at about the 14-yard line. Senior Chris Becerra having a great year. Shotgun formation. Back to pass over. Oh, she's threw it right into the hands. Interception, Mount Si. I'm not sure exact. That was intended for Josh May, but threw it into coverage there.
I don't think he didn't even see the defender, or he was just so committed on going to that route that he just let it go.
Yeah. Well, big turnover for Glacier Peak. They give them the ball at the 14-yard line or 15-yard line.
Big swing here.
Ooh. Not what they were looking for when they got that stop. All right, here we go. Nick Mitchell. Hands off up the middle. And he's tripped up by Austin Jacobson. And Austin Jacobson's been doing a great job this year of grabbing people at the ankles and just throwing them off balance. So diving trip for Austin Jacobson, middle linebacker.
Tim, he came in there with a full head of speed. He shook off a block and got him by the shoestrings.
He's been doing that a lot this year. So what do we got here? 2nd and 9. So good play by Austin.
They might have got a Vinny Testaverde spot.
Yeah, I think they did. Mitchell back to pass. He's got a little bit of time down. Oh! Incomplete. Misses the pass, and that's Jimbo Davis, number 6, that was intended receiver. Trey Chambers and Kainoa Wong right there to get him if he catches that ball. Okay, 3rd and 9. Okay. Another big 3rd down play for the Grizzlies. 3rd and 9 from the 14-yard line. Nick Mitchell under center. Rolling out to pass, and he's got pressure. Oh, and he's got a wide open receiver. And he's going to be in for a touchdown. Oh, and that's just, he had great pressure. Great heads-up play by the quarterback. Looks over to the other side of the field, and he's got a wide-open receiver.
Tim, that's a case so close but yet so far.
Yep.
They had him dead to rights in the backfield, and he juked him and got that ball out to a skill player and ran it in.
Yeah, Quinton Dunbar was there on the pressure, and so the big turnover really costly right there for Glacier Peak. Cameron Van Winkle, cousin of Rip, there for the kick. And good with, he only had about 30 yards to spare on that one. Okay, so 10-3 Mount Si on the big turnover by Glacier Peak. Now we got to hope that didn't just take the wind right out of their sail. Well, it looks like Coach Steve Hannon out there trying to get them fired up.
Well, I think I found something I really do like about Mount Si, Tim. It sounds like they've stolen the WFC Cougar fight song.
Can't believe they would do that. Looks like we got Kayanoa Wong back there, and we got Sean Elledge, and I think Michael Palmer's also back there to receive the kick. So see where Mr. Van Winkle puts this. Deep kick. It's going to be fielded right about the 1 yard line by the wrestler. Oh, and he's hit quick about the 15 yard line. Man, they do have some quick guys getting downfield there.
Very athletic on the special teams.
Well, part of it is Cameron Van Winkle's putting that ball up real high. He's got some hang time on that. All right, it looks like Grizzlies are going to take it over at about the 15 yard line is where they're going to mark that. So right about where they were a minute ago when they threw that interception. Connor Jensen was down there on the tackle for Mount
Got that
Si.
quad bunch again.
Okay, here we go. 9:56 left in the half. Becerra back to pass, and is that completed? Incomplete, they're saying. Intended receiver Sean Elledge.
We got a flag.
See what they're going to call. Looks like Glacier Peak saw some people pointing towards Mount Si. It's an illegal man downfield is what they're calling. Ineligible receiver downfield. One of the linemen made a mistake there. Not sure how
we
he
must
got.
have some speed on our offensive line to be able to get downfield on that play.
Yeah, it was a real quick pass there. So that's going to bring up. See if did they decline that? Or
they did.
They did decline that, yeah. All right, 2nd and 10 for the Grizzlies here from the 15 yard line. I think I saw some movement on the line there. I think that's going to be a false start on the Grizzlies. Boy, 2 penalties in a row here. Penalties have really plagued the Grizzlies this year. Not as bad as they did last year, but some of the penalties they've got have just been at the worst times. They've got some inadvertent whistles called on them that didn't go in their favor. That's going to bring up 2nd and 15. Was a false start on the Grizzlies. Second and 15 from about the 11 yard line is where they're marking that. Becerra back to pass down the side. Oh, I think that's going to be a pass interference. It was intended for Josh May, and it looks like somebody got there just a little bit early. So you see what they're going to call here. Oh no, another ineligible receiver downfield. What is going on? That's 3 penalties in a row for the Grizzlies.
You know, Glacier Peak just needs to take a blow right here, relax, and start doing the little things. The first thing they can do is run a good play and then start marching this thing.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing you hope they don't get too deflated. You know, they got that turnover, gave up a touchdown. Now it's just penalty after penalty. They need to get back in it here.
3rd and 15, not a high percentage for a lot of teams. Glacier Peak, different story.
Becerra back to pass. Down the middle by Josh. And it's almost picked off, intended for Josh May, and that ball was fumbling around there and almost picked off by the receiver, and that's going to bring up 4th and 15, and we're going to be punting from our end zone here.
The old tip drill right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost caught by Josh May, and he would have been close to a first down on that play.
Number 11, Trent Riley is deep to receiver.
Not the series of events Glacier Peak was looking for here. Trent Riley was the there on the coverage, or Trent Riley back to return this punt here. Oh, and it's a short punt there.
Good bounce.
Getting a good Glacier Peak bounce, though. Geez, all the way up to past the mid-stripe at about the 48-yard line.
Got a flag.
A flag is usually on this. It's usually an illegal block in the back, typically. So we'll see what they have to say about this. Hopefully it's not the 4th penalty in a row on Glacier Peak.
Looks like Mount Si sent the ball boy out to, get in that huddle with the referees.
They sent the ball boy out for some reconnaissance work. Okay, here we go. Leslie McLean's got him on camera there. Chatting about it here. Let's see what he's going to call. Personal foul against Glacier Peak. My gosh, they are just coming unglued here. That's like 5 penalties in the last 6 or 7 plays for Glacier Peak. They need to get their heads together here.
Tim,
quick.
they really need to settle down. You're absolutely right.
Just penalty after penalty after penalty. Interception. They really need to get control here. I didn't see who the penalty was on, but it was some type of personal foul. So that gives them 15 yards there. Instead of being at the 48-yard line, they're already down at the 37-yard line of Glacier Peak. So costly penalty there. 9:30 left in the game in the second quarter. Excuse me. Nick Mitchell hands off up the middle. Oh, and he breaks about 3-4 tackles, still on his feet, down to about the 17-yard line. Geez, bad tackling there. That was Evan Johnson, number 37.
Evan Johnson doing his bowling ball impression on that one.
Kind of looked a little bit like Earl Campbell on that play. Our audience is like, who's Earl Campbell? Kind of has the legs of Earl Campbell there.
He does.
Grizzlies need to get it together here. 1st and 10 from the 18 for Mount Si. Hands off up the middle. Not much doing this time, but geez, he's kind of rolling over tacklers, and they should have had him about a yard behind the line of scrimmage, and he just kind of keeps rolling around there before a knee goes down. So they're going to mark him at about the 15-yard line or so.
Glacier Peak needs to do a little better job of wrapping up right now.
Yeah, they need to tackle at about the waist. They're trying to tackle low or tackle high. That's not going to work. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 is what they're calling that. Second and 8 from about the 16-yard line here. Nick Mitchell under center. He's back to pass. Down the middle, and he's got a receiver, and that's going to be a touchdown Mount Si. Boy, just like that. And this game's going to get away from Glacier Peak in a hurry if they don't get it together here. That's going to make it 16-3 before the extra point here.
Boy, that ball was almost tipped at the line, Tim.
It was, and that receiver, wide open receiver up the middle. And
nice little slant route to the soft part.
Yeah, and the quarterback's got some good vision. So 16-3 Mount Si. Here's the snap. It's down. The extra point easily good. And kicks it about 30 yards past the goalpost there. 17-3 Mount Si. 8:20 left in the second quarter. And Grizzlies really got to get it together here. After that interception It's just like the wind just was right out of their sail. Kind of reminds me of the Bothell game where, they kind of came out fired up and Bothell scored real quick and Glacier Peak just had nothing left in the tank after that. Hope we don't see another game like that.
We got 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. There's a lot of football to be played. Glacier Peak just needs to take control at this point, put a good drive in, and go in at halftime.
Absolutely, and you got Kainoa Wong, Michael Palmer, Sean Elledge back there to receive the kick, and this is going to be an important drive here for the Grizzlies.
Elledge get that equipment failure figured out.
I think he had an equipment malfunction.
Him and Janet Jackson.
Okay, here's the kick, and that's going to be into the end zone. Grizzlies are going to take it on the 20 here.
The end zone for a touchback. The Grizzlies will have the ball at their own 20-yard line.
Very important drive here for the Grizzlies. They don't want to, first of all, they don't want to have a turnover, but they need to make a little bit of a statement and get back in this ball game. Down by 14 already in the first half. Kind of looks like they're a little quiet there on the sideline, not really fired up.
Mount Si's got all 11 up in the box.
Becerra hands off to Michael Palmer up the middle, and not much doing for the missile there. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3 before he's brought down.
Good yards after contact. The problem is the contact was in the backfield.
It's like Cameron Van Winkle on the tackle.
83, Griffin McLean.
Griffin McLean is. Okay, 2nd and 7, so that was a gain of 3. Becerra back to pass over the middle, and it just overthrows a wide open Sean Elledge. Elledge would have had it easily enough for a first down. Becerra's got to settle down a little bit here.
Elledge ran a very nice route right there. He had some good separation with the cornerback. The ball was just too high.
Just a little too high. Jimbo Davis on the coverage, and that was thrown just a little bit lower. That would have been a big gain for the Grizzlies. So now they're already sitting at 3rd and 7. They need to get a couple. Grizzlies do well when they get a couple quick first downs, and then it kind of keeps the defense on their feet. Michael Palmer gets and he's tackled. Not much doing there. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Grizzlies. 4th and about 5.
They might have even lost a hair on that.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, I think you might be right. And that's gonna cause the Grizzlies to punt there, which Rowe doesn't like to do. Joey Cotto on the tackle there. So that's 4th and 7 from about the 28-yard line. So Spencer Pettit back to punt. Trent Riley to receive. There's the punt, and a much better punt this time. And he's gonna take. And he's Kainoa Wong gets him right away at about the 48-yard line. So good play by Kainoa Wong.
Not the longest punt, but good coverage.
It was good coverage. Okay, so Grizzlies desperately need a stop here. If they want to stay in this ball game, they need a stop. It's going to bring up first and 10 for Mount Si from about the 48-yard line. Nick Mitchell hands off, and he's got big run, but great tackle by Kainoa Wong, and that was see who that running back was in just a second here. Going to be short of the first down by just about a foot, I think. Going to bring up 2nd and 1 from about the 39-yard line. That was Joey Cotto on the run. Second and 1. Nick Mitchell under center, hands off, right up the middle, and he's going to get the first down. Not much else, though. That was tackle by Austin Jacobson. Joey Cotto on the.
I'm not so sure they got the first down, Tim.
You might be. Ooh, they didn't. give them a favorable spot there. They're actually calling that 3rd and 1. Hey, I think we got a home spot there. Third and 1, 5 minutes, 39 seconds left in the first half. Junior quarterback Nick Mitchell, and he's going to keep it and go right up the middle, and I think he's got enough for the first down. Sean Elledge, we're hearing, is having another equipment problem on the sideline. He's back in the game.
Tim, that was just basic smash it in your face football right there.
I think they're going to call for a measurement here. I actually thought he had plenty for the. Now they're calling for a first down. The referee looks over at the sideline, figures he's got enough. So 1st and 10, Mount Si from about the 38-yard line of Glacier Peak. Okay, here we go. 4:56 left in the half. Nick Mitchell under center. He hands the ball off to Cotto. He's running around the side, and he's met by 2 Glacier Peak Grizzlies. It looks like Quentin Dunbar and Trey Chambers on the tackle, and they hold him to about 2 yards.
Great closing speed right there. I don't think what the running back saw there was the right move. He should have cut that ball back, and he would have had some open field.
Yeah, well, he thought he had enough speed to get it around the outside there, and they closed in on him in a hurry. So great heads-up play by Quentin Dunbar and Trey Chambers.
Glacier Peak needs to change the field position at some point. We're constantly on our end of the field.
Okay, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 9. Oh, it looks like Nick Mitchell's calling a timeout. They didn't like what they saw there. So timeout. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with you in just a few seconds here.
Step inside Mongo's at Clearview for an experience you have to taste to believe. Customers come to Mongo's for the friendly service, down-to-earth atmosphere, and of course, the menu. We use only the freshest ingredients to prepare every dish, and everything we make starts from scratch each morning, like our delicious freshly caught salmon and our mouth-watering burgers. Perfect for ordering to go or dining in. What you don't see is how much energy our chefs put into every meal, but we think the results speak for themselves. Just see what our customers are saying. They dream of our fish tacos. They love our fabulous chef, and whether it's lunch or dinner, they can't get enough. We love what we do, and we think you'll agree once you take that first bite. When you come hungry, we want you to leave happy. Mongo's at Clearview.
Second, going to bring up 2nd and 9 here for Mount Si. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left in the half here. Grizzlies are going to need a stop if they want to stay in this ball game. Nick Mitchell under center. He hands off up the middle, and he's into the secondary. Big run by Mount Si. That's number 46. That's Keenan McVean. Big first down. Boy, they just got to...
it doesn't get much basic than that, right? Off right tackle.
Glacier Peak's going to need to come up with an answer for this, or this is going to get out of hand in a hurry. Looks like our expert statistician, John McLean's got Mount Si already at 110 yards rushing. 1st and 10, Mount Si. Hands the ball off, up the middle. Keenan McKean, not much doing on that one. Keenan McVean to about a 1 yard gain on that.
Great job of taking his legs away.
Mosesi Fajita. Mike Newley on the tackle. Nathan Bussing also in on the tackle. Second and 8 for Mount Si from about the 21-yard line. Nick Mitchell hands off up the, or he's keeping it. He's rolling around the right, and he's got some room, and he's got the first down and then some.
Good open field tackle.
It's like Sean Elledge on the tackle. Great play by Nick Mitchell. Pick up about 12 yards, I believe. Well, now we got Mount Size in the red zone, obviously, and Glacier Peak's going to need a stop here. So 1st and 10 from about the 11-yard line. Cold, crisp night here in Veterans Memorial Stadium. Nick Mitchell hands off up the middle, and he hurdles a tackler and gets the touchdown. And that's Connor Jensen, I believe. Wow, and Glacier Peak's just standing there a little shell-shocked. And quickly, Mount Size opens up a 23-3 lead over the Grizzlies.
You know, Tim, you said it earlier. This Mount Si team can put points up in bunches, right? They just did, and more importantly, look at this the fan base, quiet.
You can hear a pin drop out there in the crowd. Carmen Van Winkle there on the extra point, and he's got it easily. So 24-3, Mount Si over Glacier Peak, and with Mount Si only giving up like 3 or 4 points a game, it's going to be very difficult for the Grizzlies to get back in this game.
You know, this is not the position GP wanted to be in, but there is 2 minutes and 14 seconds left before the half, and we know that the Glacier Peak offense is very capable of marching it down the field in 2 minutes.
Yeah, and last week on Seattle Prep, Glacier Peak scored with about 30 seconds left in the half. They went about 90 yards to get a touchdown before half, so they're going to need that and a lot more. So Mount Si opening up a 3-touchdown advantage here. Got the usual Sean Elledge, Kayano Wong, and Michael Palmer back to receive the kick. Cameron Van Winkle set to kick off. Here's the kick. Long kick. Is it going to be? It's in the end zone. Glacier Peak's going to start on the 20 with 2 minutes 14 seconds left in the half. So, Rob, desperate. Glacier Peak's getting desperate here. They can't go into the half down 24-3, or it's going to be almost impossible for them to come back from that.
You know, and this is where they got to start doing the little things. Sit back, get the first play, get the second play, get a first down, and build on it from there.
Yeah, and I think what Glacier Peak really needs to do is get their psyche back up. They just kind of are flat right now. Okay, 1st and 10 for Becerra, back to pass. Got some time. Oh, and that's picked off. Throws it right in front of Marcus Baruch and picked off. Oh, not exactly what Glacier Peak didn't want. Two costly interceptions for Chris Becerra in the first half, and that was a mental mistake by Chris Becerra.
You know, absolutely. He was keyed on one receiver. I think we saw that up here the whole way.
Yeah, it was kind of telegraphed that. And the Grizzlies need to calm down and just get something going here. But, geez, it's just like their head's not in the game. Right after they threw that one interception, their head's just been out of the game. Tyler Button there on the interception. So now Mount Si's got it on about the 21-yard line of Glacier Peak, 1st and 10. Nick Mitchell back to pass. Oh, and Marcus Baruch almost had an interception there. He overthrew his receiver. Baruch on the coverage there.
Just a great job on the corner.
Looks like, is that Trent Riley, the intended receiver, or Tyler Button? Tyler Button, the intended receiver. Well, I'm going to tell you, Glacier Peak's going to have to get a stop here, or this game's going to be over in the first half. It's unlikely that Mount Si is going to give up 30 points in the second half. I just don't see that happening from this defense that's averaging giving up like 3 points a game. 2nd and 10 for Mount Si. 2 minutes left in the half. Nick Mitchell back to pass. He avoids one receiver. Carson Call on the and he's got a wide open receiver. And geez, he had plenty of time. That was a beautiful throw for a rolling out quarterback. Trent Riley, I believe, caught that right in the end zone. He was sitting wide open in the end zone.
You know, he got behind the defense, and they just lost track of him as the quarterback scrambled. Looked like we were getting him. You know, our defense started creeping up. Trent Riley sitting in the back of the end zone, wide open.
Yeah, and Glacier Peak just is deflated right now. Cameron Van Winkle for the extra point, and that's just a formality for that kicker.
Well, on a positive note, extra points aren't judged by distance.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rob, I think we're seeing a little bit of what happened at Bothell. You know, Glacier Peak kind of gets punched in the mouth, and it looks like they kind of given up on this game. And it's a little disappointing. And I think the coaches would tell you the exact same thing, that they give up a couple big plays and they've just been flat.
You know, I'm looking down on the sidelines, Tim. You're exactly right. I see the players kind of flat, hands on the hip, heads down a little bit. The coaching staff is trying to get them out. We had coaches out there with the kickoff team, trying to pump them up. Once again, we got 1 minute and 51 left. What did that last drive take?
Well, it took them like 30 seconds maybe to score that. We throw an interception, they respond. This is exactly what happened to Bothell. The turnovers, and Bothell was able to capitalize. And here's the kick by Van Winkle. That's going into the end zone. Just deja vu of about 1 minute ago, Rob.
Yeah, Mount Si got away with an offsides there on the kick, but with that kicker, I think he'd be more than happy to back up 5 yards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, either way, it's probably going to be on the 20-yard line either way. So, Glacier Peak, they got a bloody nose right now, Rob.
Yeah, they do. I mean, we gotta get that thing stopped and start making some little plays and get our confidence back. Yeah,
Becerra's going to need to calm down a little bit, and that's a handoff to Michael Palmer around the side, and Palmer picks up about 3 or 4 yards on that play.
Palmer did a real good job of just lowering his head and taking the hit to the linebacker on that.
And Tyler Button on the defense there, but you know what? It's going to take a lot more than a 3-yard play here and there for Glacier Peak. They got to get it together here.
Well, on a positive note, they did get out of bounds.
Okay, so 1:44 left in the half. Becerra shotgun formation. He hands off to the missile up the middle, and he's got a little bit of yardage, and he's close to a first down out there at about the 29-yard line. So good pickup for Palmer. Hank Van Leen on the tackle there, but I think Mount Si is like, if you want to run the ball, wear out the clock, and get 5-6 yards here and there, we'll let you do that.
I'm looking at Glacier Peak right now. I think they're just really trying to get their confidence back, Tim.
Yeah, I think they're praying that the half's going to come to an end here. Becerra, shotgun formation, passes it off. Oh, and Austin Hines right off his fingers. And boy, that's just the mental mistakes that they're making. I mean, he was wide open. The pass is right to him, and he
Tim,
drops
not only that, Mount Si only had 2 hats in R3 on that side. We complete that pass, and we have blockers.
Exactly. That kind of negated now we're going to have to punt there for 4th and 3. Not what Rowe wanted to do, and he's going to punt it back to him with 1 minute left. Spencer Pettit back to short.
Shankopotamus.
Jeez, he just Shawshanked it. That touched it.
Mount Si.
And it touched.
Lucky.
It did touch touched a Mount Si player, and Mount Si got away with one there. But a real short punt there, only punted that to about the 40-yard line of Glacier Peak. And
hey, when was the last time Mount Si started a drive on their side of the field?
I'm not sure. 51 seconds. Let's hope Glacier Peak can hold them for 50 seconds here. 31-3 Mount Si with 51 seconds left. So they're gonna get the ball at about the 41-yard line.
Well, defense needs to dig down deep right here.
Mitchell back to pass down
Double
the
coverage.
sideline.
Oh!
Touchdown Mount Si, and Glacier Peak has given up on this game. This is exactly like what happened to Bothell, and Trey Chambers and Marcus Baruch were both there, but that ball was thrown like a razor.
Oh, he threaded the needle.
He did thread the needle, and Glacier Peak is just out of this game, and it's disappointing because the Grizzlies are a much better team than this, and give credit to Mount Si. They're playing a great game, so you Mount Si fans out there, you got something to be proud of, but Glacier Peak's giving it to them right now. Cameron Van Winkle for the formality here on the extra point. That's good. That's going to make it 38-3. And let's see, that took them about 7 or 8 seconds, Rob, and they said they need to hold him for 50 seconds. And first play, and he throws a touchdown strike, and look, you can see that Glacier Peak is just deflated.
I think they put up 21 points in the last 4 minutes. Is that right?
Yeah, I think you're right. And maybe sooner, maybe quicker than that even. 38-3. If you're just tuning in, that is not a typo on the screen. The 5-2 player would not make a typo like that on the screen. That is 38-3. Mount Si over Glacier Peak. And we're going to have Ron Hethorn's going to hopefully catch up with Coach Rowe before he goes into the half. No, Rowe's got to take the good with the bad. I think he'll talk to him. So see what Rowe has to say. I don't think we're going to like what he has to say, but we're going to hear it anyway. Van Winkle it's not going to be feet. It's going to go into the end zone right over Sean Elledge's head. Glacier Peak's going to take it on the 20. Now, I don't know that we're going to see Becerra come out passing with the way things are going. I think they might see what Rowe does. Rowe's normally at 40 seconds left in the half. He's going to try to score, but we'll see what he does here.
He doesn't have any. Who cares? He should air it out.
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose at this point. So Becerra.
Mount Si
Shotgun,
playing
he's
deep.
hands up the middle to Michael Palmer, and he's got a good gain. The missile into the secondary and up to about the 44-yard line of Grizzlies. A big run, about a 24-yard run for the missile.
Mount Si in a very, very soft defense.
Hank Van Leen on the tackle, and yeah, Mount Si's in a kind of a bend but don't break defense right here.
Looks like we got a timeout.
Big run for the missile, but I think that's one of those things that they're kind of playing a little bit of a prevent. It's timeout on the field. Grizzlies are going to talk about it. They're going to 35 seconds left in the half. And Rob, I don't know if Mount Si is capable of giving up 40 points in the second half here. It's going to be a real uphill battle. I mean, we're not going to say the game's over, but it's Glacier Peak's going to have to actually find something within themselves at halftime. And you know what? Coach Rowe's going to need to give one of those Al Pacino any given Sunday type speeches in the locker room.
Yeah, these kids, they just need to bear down and put the first half behind them and come out in the second half and wipe the slate clean and just try to make some small wins.
Yeah, and Bellevue not racked up about 48 points on Mount Si in the first half, so it is possible, but not the way Glacier Peak's playing, that's for sure. They got to get their heads in the ball game here. So
Mount Si playing 3-on-4 on the low end.
Becerra back to Pat. Oh, jeez, he throws it right into the receiver. That's going to be a pick six for Mount Si. That's Becerra's third interception. They read that play like a book, Rob. Touchdown Mount Si. That's going to make it 45-14 45-3, 44-3. This is getting ugly in a hurry. So with 51 seconds to go, they've given up 2 touchdowns. They've given up 2 touchdowns in about 25 seconds here.
Yeah, and you look at that play. I mean, we were just committed on that play, regardless of what the defense did. The defense took it away, and Becerra still threw the ball.
Yeah, I needed to throw that somewhere else. I think they just read that like a book, and it's 45-3. Not gonna. Yeah, and you're right. Our spotter Chris Cuneo just reminded us that when you get over 40 points in a game, when you go up by 40, the clock does not stop. So the second half could go by really fast, Rob. I mean, really fast.
Well, that actually could be a good thing.
Yep. So down by 42 points. So. Boy, I'd like to be a fly on the wall in the locker room of Glacier Peak, and Coach Rowe's going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat, even to stay in this ball game. I mean, to stay within, to keep it within 40 points, he's going to have to do something. So 25 seconds off the clock. There were 50 seconds left, and they've given up 2 touchdowns in 25 seconds. That ball's kicked right into the back of the end zone. And Elledge makes a great catch, but it's about 9 yards deep in the end zone. So let's see. Glacier Peak, 26 seconds left, and see what they do here.
Yeah, this might be a real good time just to let the clock run out, get to halftime, and try to regroup.
And you know what's sad is there's already they're going to take a knee here. Probably a smart move by Coach Rowe with the way they're playing. 3 interceptions by Becerra's costly turnovers, and then see if we can get down to Ron Hethorn here if Rowe will talk to him.
Does Ron have a bodyguard?
I think Ron might need to. Ron apparently does not have health insurance. Let's see if he's going to be able to get Coach Rowe here. Real curious. Ron, if you can hear us, we want to ask Rowe what he's going to talk to the players about at halftime. Well, it looks like Ron Hethorn might catch up with the coach of Mount Si here. Wesley McLean's got Ron on camera down there. And
Mount Si coming off the field kind of playing to their fans like the game's over.
Well, you know what's sad is we've actually seen some fans leave, as our producer pointed out. And here we go. Here's Ron Hethorn.
It's Ron Hethorn down here with great Mount Si team today. Charlie, what do you think of that score right now?
That was probably the best second quarter of football that I've seen in 21 years at Mount Si High School. So we got a running clock. We have the highest respect for Glacier Peak and Rory Rosenbaugh and what they've done in this program. And they can score in bunches, and we're going to go in and settle our kids down like they are and just come out for a second half and play good football.
A couple of big turnovers there made a kind of a big difference for these kids, so something to work with.
Yeah, and remember we talked before the game, and I told you in a game like this, it's all about turnovers, and that's we've been able to convert on those turnovers.
Okay, you heard it there. Ron Hethorn, ladies and gentlemen, and one thing we picked out of that interview is he did say there's a running clock. He's got a running clock in the second half, so Glacier Peak would have to actually score really fast to get back in this game. I don't see it happening the way their players are deflated right now, unless Rowe can really come up with something big. But we're going to take a break. We're going to be back about 3 minutes before the half and give you a little bit of our thoughts on the first half. And stay with us, and we'll let you watch the halftime festivities. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen.